I ain't gonna be on here too long. I might do a repeat later, but it's sad to say it. They crashing out right now. Everybody right now is ignoring that. Um, you know, Canelo and Ryan fought this weekend, and people don't really want to talk about them, which is crazy. You would think that after this weekend, Canelo and Ryan, you would talk about those guys more than everybody else. Now people are mostly talking about Teofimo Lopez or Haney, mostly Haney. He's definitely most of the talk. So I hear a lot of people right now, fans, dudes are so emotional. They get mad about what's said between two trainers, which is hilarious, desperate. I smell desperation. Anybody who mad about what Bill Haney said to Robert Garcia, you're desperate and you're looking for something to find because you ain't got nothing else. Ryan Garcia look bad and you don't want to talk about him. That's it. Let's keep it a buck. They don't want to talk about it, but they got to look bad this weekend. They don't want to talk about it, so they're going to talk about something else. Dudes went out there looking terrible this weekend. And Ryan Garcia a part of it. I know he part of the reason why Haney wasn't going out there letting his hands go. I don't know about everybody else. Everybody else, they been not letting their hands go. How about that? If people want to tell the truth. As far as everybody else been not letting their hands go. To the point where people are excited that Teofimo finally let his hands go. Because in the Claggett fight, he was on the ropes the whole time. And people forget. So yeah, a lot of these guys, it's their first time letting their hands go. Rolly. So Haney's been doing that. But these guys right here saying, yeah, man, these trainers are terrible. I'm going to tell you right now. Now, this is why, now you see, I'm going to tell you something. This is why Mike Tyson was crashing out and going at trainers and promoters. This is why Mike Tyson was beefing with trainers and promoters. This reason right here. That's why you don't see no promoters or trainers that from back in the day that Mike's super cool with. It's a reason why. They can do all that kikiing and laughing if they want to. Mike was he trusted to do a fight with Jake Paul more than everybody else. That's how sad it is out here. That's why boxing the way it is right now. These people worry about this weekend when everything you've been doing for the past 10, 15 years about boxing created what happened this weekend. Everybody who loved the way boxing been going. Let me tell y'all something. I've been complaining about things about boxing for the past 12 months. Longer than that. And people just, oh man, it ain't a big deal. Oh, soon as this weekend happened, everything I was talking about unfold. And people like, oh man, these guys ain't letting their hands go. You got some young guys, especially Ryan Garcia, who's not ready, and you trying to put the sport on his back. And you got trainers out here looking past that and worried about the co-main event. Not the guy who just was the main event in Times Square. Let's not talk about him. These trainers is idiots, man. These trainers are idiots in boxing. They ain't doing nothing to help the sport. Their interviews ain't even worth nothing no more. What have you learned from listening to a trainer in an interview in the past 5 years at least? I'll be nice. What have you learned about? It's only one or two trainers you actually learn something from in a interview. The rest of these guys, I ain't talking about nothing. They're not really talking about anything. But this guy Diaz, who was saying Haney should retire, I'll get that guy later. But just from what I'm seeing right now, all right, so Ryan Garcia just lost, right? So the fans lost. Y'all told me this guy was gonna be the guy who was gonna see. What the fans don't want to do right now is they don't want to admit, hey man, I don't know boxing and I'm a troll, and me jumping behind Ryan Garcia instead of any other boxer that's walking around. Now they gonna be Virgil Ortiz to death in a way, saving boxing now. He wasn't saving boxing the last 2 or 3 fights. When Haney and Garcia fought, he wasn't saving boxing then. Oh, Haney was walking forward then. Oh, okay. Ryan was on the back foot that whole fight and got credit for knocking down somebody and not even winning rounds. I said that after the fight. I'm like, dude ain't win rounds though. Not a good boxer. Dude can't win rounds. Oh man, they're just mad because of the knockdowns. Am I mad now that he can't win rounds? Seriously, am I mad that Ryan Garcia can't win rounds? What's the stupid idiots that thought that? And they still out here breathing and talking. Dude can't win rounds and people still talking. Man, get out of here. Don't want to run no rematches back. They don't even want Haney to fight Ryan Garcia. It's a waste of time, man. That's why I said a lot of people wasting boxers' time. They set no fights they don't care about. They just told everybody the whole year, the only fight I want to see is Haney and Ryan. Not even ask, hey, why that fight ain't happening right now? Why did they not ask why the fight's not happening right now? Not even putting pressure on it. But yeah, but these trainers though. This trainer that was talking about Haney needs to retire. This is the same guy that had Virgil Ortiz basically walking down Majamov recently. So if I pull up Majamov video right now of him moving, it's gonna look like what Haney was doing recently. And this guy talking about Haney need to retire, so that means your fighter need to retire. Then after the fight, they got excuses talking about bronchitis and he was sick. Sick for 3 months? That's an excuse, honestly. Really 4 months. Because they were talking about that before the fight. So dude was sick for 4 months. And a guy who got cheated can't run around the ring for a couple of rounds and see what's going on? Really? Are these guys that stupid out here, man? They can't be, man. Trying to stick together. A lot of these people trying to stick together in boxing, like trying to be on the code. Having Mexican pride and being a liar is 2 different things. And being a punk and being something else. It's totally 2 different things. A lot of these dudes are liars and punks. Because when I just seen Majamov running around the ring against Virgil Ortiz, almost getting stopped, running. He was running, and I wanted him to win the fight. They told me, oh, he's sick after the fight. Running. When I tell you guys running, I'm telling you, Majamov was running in his last fight against Virgil Ortiz. Everybody who saw the fight knows it. Because it looked like he was finna get stopped. And this is, come on, man. Are we serious? Then you got Robert Garcia talking about comments about the left hook before the fight happened. About Haney testing his chin and everything else. Seeing how he looks since the loss, of the brutal loss. Oh yeah, when you get hit by a PED user, damn, y'all. It's so normal now to these guys. It's so normal to a lot of these people that a guy will fight a PED user and could possibly, not be the same. That's so normal to them. That's crazy. So I guess if somebody gets hit by a car, one of your people have an accident, you know what these people gonna say? Oh, that person not gonna be the same. I'm talking about whether it's your mom, your granny, all these same people, like Derek James. Oh, he's not gonna be the same. Now, ain't nobody said that about Earl Spence after the fight, but Derek James will go out there and say that about Devin Haney. I don't know. Maybe behind closed doors he feels the same way about his own fighter, allegedly. From the way these guys talking, anything possible. Talking crazy out here. This guy ain't gonna be the same. That's crazy. Saying any human ain't gonna be the same is disgusting. These old people are the problem with boxing. Get these guys up out of here. I don't care if we get bringing in trainers that's 18 years old. Get these guys out of boxing. Tired of these guys. We need to replace these guys. First of all, most of their fighters they got are losing anyways. Ryo just lost. Ain't nobody saying anything about him running around the ring. Or criticizing him like Haney getting criticized. He's supposed to be a big time fighter. What's going on with that? Oh, okay. Don't nobody care enough, right? Yeah. Yeah, but we Mexicans, we support our fighters. All right, support Ryo then. Why ain't they caring about him? How is he a champion and he's not getting more support than Ryan Garcia? Y'all gonna leave him behind? Well, I know real Mexican fans, they mess with him, but I'm just saying. They ain't getting no support? What's going on? Bro, they put all their eggs in the basket for Devin Haney. I mean, for Ryan Garcia because he knocked Devin Haney down a couple times. That's super desperate, man. I don't care what nobody says. And these Mexican trainers trying to stick together and acting like, oh, well, we just commenting and hell no. They trying to stick together and have little jabs at people that are making it personal. And I definitely got to call it out. Ain't nobody trying to, man, a lot of people too old for this, man. A lot of these guys are too old for this. Especially this Diaz guy. This dude was talking about Madrimov. I'm finna be on here, and then after I get off, I'm gonna do what I need to do, but I'm finna talk my trash right now. So, let's just look at Madrimov's last. So everybody talking about the comfy box. For some reason, I ain't heard nobody pulling out comfy box till I started pulling them up. I've been watching YouTube boxing a long time. Now everybody talking about comfy box. Then the way they talking about it, they talking like some idiots because they don't even know how to break down a fight for real. But I think one reason they talking about it for real is because they don't know how to break down a fight. So they got to pull this up to be like, yeah, I don't know how to break down a fight and explain. So, and dudes is like, yeah, you got to box before the, nah. It's dudes that know how to box like the ones over the weekend and don't know what's going on in the fight. So they ain't a good excuse, dog. So let's look at this real quick. With Madrimov, right? So this just the one where he had with Ortiz. So we're gonna go to total punches. Total punches. Madrimov, 7 first round. Going to work. 8, right? 9. See, Ortiz was low. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really landing as far as landing. Then Madrimov was 7. Then he went to 10. Okay, going to work. Virgil going to 20 though. Madrimov going to 5. So you see the first couple of rounds? Now if I pull this fight up, people gonna say it's a lot of running going on. Yeah, it's a lot of running going on. Now, this is what you consider an action pack for him, right? Now, if I go to them Crawford numbers, when I say in the first round, it's gonna look ugly. That's probably the best it's gonna get for Majamal right there. Now, these Crawford numbers, yeah, something wrong with these. Look at this. First round, right? Him and Crawford wasn't landing that much. Boom. Second round, wasn't that much. Fourth round, this is the fight that everybody said was boring. That Majamal was shining this. 7th round, 4. 5th round, 9. 6th round, 6. 7th round, 4. Bro wasn't doing much. He only got over 10 punches in a round landed twice in the 8th round and 12th round. That's it. Against Virgil Ortiz, he was landing 10, 12, 12, 21, 16, 12. Like I said, that's probably the best it's gonna get. And they talking about he was sick in that fight. But they say in the Crawford fight that he shined better. But then people will be like, action. Oh, you supposed to move. He moved. He ran more in the Ortiz fight than he did in the Crawford fight. So for people to just say action, action, action what? Different styles ask for different things. Just because certain guys are different, good enough to fight different styles, it is what it is. Now I can sit up here and say the last 4 or 5 fights with Haney been action packed. The rest of those guys, Ryan, that Duarte fight, it was getting out of hand until the stoppage. Tank, the Luke Campbell situation, we already know what time it is. Barbosa, people feel like he lost the fight on the Haney Garcia. Then you had the fight with him and Ramirez, and then you had the Catterall fight. Well, no, super action packed all through those. But what it really shows is though, people ain't really. No matter what the result's gonna be, even if you try, because you shouldn't have had no young guys who ain't really. To be honest with you, what the problem really was, and I told people this from the jump, the Ramirez and Haney matchup wasn't really something that I thought was a good matchup anyways. As far as if you want to see Haney get in there and fight a certain style, Ramirez wasn't going to be the guy who was going to do it. And just wasn't. You better off with an Eastside Cruz or something than that. I mean, we just seen Ramirez fight the same way against Barbosa. That's why I know everybody ain't watching boxing. He just fought the same way against Barbosa. This man just fought the same exact way versus Barbosa. He fought better against Haney than he did against Barbosa. Shoot, man, Oscar gotta tell his fighters to show up. It is what it is. I mean, when you wave that flag, you gotta show up. It is what it is. You can't have the pride and then not show up. What? 3 Mexican fighters that look like that? Come on, man. Don't nobody want to keep it a buck. You can't have 3 Mexican fighters on one card that look like that. I don't care what nobody say. Especially like the last 3 fights that's all like main events. I don't care what nobody say. That's a culture issue. And that's something everybody don't want to talk about. We got so Ryan, I got those, and I like Jose Ramirez. I ain't saying nothing about Jose because I like Jose. You know what I'm saying? I like Jose. I like Barbosa too. And but I gotta keep it a buck though. Like them dudes wasn't trying to walk down nothing. Not for real. Ramirez, man, he was getting caught for some shots. He could have locked down and really made something happen. He was thinking and everything. Ramirez wasn't just trying to go in there and let his hands fly. Let's be real. Ramirez was not just punching, trying to let something go. We done seen guys who just punching. We done seen guys who just punching, trust me. He should have cut that ring off. They was already talking about weight and Haney wanted to move up and weight and everything else. Come on, man. Y'all heard the stuff they was saying before the fight? Oh, Haney want to move up and weight. He want to move up 47. That's what we hearing. Then you had trainers coming out of nowhere like Diaz wants, yeah, he need to retire. Same George Diaz that picked Ryan Garcia to beat Tank Davis. I ain't mentioned 2 words about Ryan Garcia since Ryan Garcia lost. Now talking about Ryan Garcia need to retire with Haney. Why Haney need to retire? The guy who got cheated by Ryan Garcia needs to retire? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Guys just be talking. They really do. These guys really just be talking. And another thing too, and I think Robert Garcia a good trainer, man, but at the same time, let's be real. Those days of people just trying to use their background to get over and use comments about styles and like they've been doing, those days over with, bro. I'm just gonna keep it real. What's up, Poncho? Guys gotta show up. Like how Espinoza fought this weekend. That's the type of guy you have on a card that's on Times Square. You don't put a couple of guys that Tank Davis fought as a main event. No disrespect. I'm not being funny. I'm being real. You don't put a couple of guys that Tank Davis fought recently on a main event in Times Square and be like, oh, okay. It's just when you think about it and you really look at it, just put the fight on mute because I know a lot of the fanfare and the noise be making the fights look way different than what they are. If you go back and look at what Ryan and Tank or whatever, if you turn the volume off and just ignore the crowd, bro, that fight would have looked just like how Rolly, it would look just like how Rolly and Ryan looked. It was quiet, bro. That's what's gonna happen. Now, if people was expecting knockouts and stuff like that, you match up the fight for knockouts. Punchers versus puncher. Yeah, you put punchers in there with punchers. They know how to matchmake fights to where they can end up in knockouts. We've seen it. Bob Arum has done a good job with that recently with Keyshawn and Abdullah Mason. Of course, I didn't like how I wasn't entertained as far as from a fan standpoint of how Haney was boxing. Like, as far as, how do I say this? If I wanted to see him come out and just unleash let his hands go and he did it, yeah, I'll be disappointed. So for me to be like, yeah, y'all disappointed, I'm not saying it like that. What I'm saying is, because we've already got a lot of boxing this year. Just last week we had a lot of boxing with Conor Venn and Chris Eubanks. We actually been spoiled this year. It's been a lot of big fights coming on that shouldn't have came on or couldn't have came on without certain things happening. Lamont Roach and Tank, that was a surprise to a lot of people. A lot of people thought that wasn't going to be a close fight. Morrell and Benavidez, people didn't think that was going to be a close fight. It's been a lot of classic fights already that's going in history, going down in history already. And we're only in May. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of responsibility definitely got to be held for these promoters and these other people. But even Oscar said last year, man, I don't like when people say certain guys should retire. But now he'll turn around. Yeah, this guy should retire. He need to hang up. This guy. And then Diaz, yeah, this guy should retire. And I'm just like, bro, why are y'all teaming up like this? And I can understand. It's not just a Mexican thing. A lot of these guys from Cali and everything else. So, you got to respect it. And I definitely don't step on no toes with that. But when we come to, like, I don't really care about backgrounds or ethnicity. I look at everybody the same. So when I'm looking at, as far as saying somebody who got cheated should retire, come on, man. Like, I'm like, a lot of people not even thinking about how Burchell is a guy that you could possibly say hasn't been the same since he fought Valdez and got dropped. You can say right now, Burchell has not looked the same to me since that fight. Have I said that out loud or wish that? No, because I want him to look better eventually one day, which could be the next fight. Everybody believe in Jesus and everything else, but then they come out and somebody ain't nobody gonna be the same. They want to play Jesus. You have guys out here, yeah, man, I believe in Jesus like Ryan. But then you come out here and want to play Jesus. This man ain't gonna be the same. Do you believe in Jesus or are you trying to play Jesus? Which one is it? Because the way these guys be saying that in boxing, disgusting. Then they'll say, oh, y'all ain't never been in boxing. I ain't never been in boxing, but you running around saying that another boxer is not going to be the same after one fight? Y'all telling me they doing stuff to people when they ain't going to be the same after one fight because of a left hook from this guy? Out of all the punches in the world that ever play a boxing a fight, people been hit by left hooks from all kind of fighters. You telling me because of Ryan Garcia's one left hook in one fight with Haney? And Haney done fought Ryan Garcia plenty of times growing up. There wasn't no red flag to nobody. Haney's been hit with that left hook plenty of times growing up. But the last time was the time that everybody said, oh, he ain't gonna be the same. And that wasn't a red flag to everybody. Trust me, whether anybody agrees with me or not, just because everybody moving like that, and people can think this is super serious or not, you have to watch your back and watch how you move out here when you know that people are out here like this. You know what I'm saying? They will know that someone is trying to sabotage you and damage you physically, paralyze you. And they'll ignore it. So when people say, oh man, y'all don't understand, or this person ain't never boxed, or this guy, the people who are involved with the sport are worse than the people who are not involved. I'll just say that. Because that right there, I haven't heard in any other sport. Can't nobody tell me this. That's why I said it's a lot of, that's why when you look at certain things, you got to say, hey man, it's almost like you're trying to help people out by using the racism as an excuse. Like, are you racist? I hope you are, because I know you don't want people in boxing to just be harmed for no reason. Like, you don't want nobody to be the same? Hold on. I ain't hear that growing up. Yeah, I ain't hear that growing up. I ain't hear that growing up. I need more information. They out here bragging about paralyzing guys in boxing. When they started doing that? When that became cool? What trainer? Who the first trainer that made that cool? Was he black, white, Hispanic? Who was it? Who made that cool? Because I hear people going around doing that now. Hearing about 4 or 5 old guys doing that. Oh, this guy ain't gonna be the same. Now, if I ask y'all who looked worse in their last 5 fights, Ryo or Haney, you gonna know the answer. That's Garcia's trainer, right? And the last fight was Garcia's. Man, he had a brutal loss, man. We gotta see how he looks, man. The next fight, man, against Ramirez, man. Had a brutal loss the last fight. Man, dudes know Ryan Garcia's finished, man. It ain't nothing I can do. It ain't no jokes I can crack. It's not no videos I can post to make people realize these people patting Ryan on the back and saying good job, ruined his career the last 12 months. I'm not saying in the future or it's gonna happen. It's already happened. It's finito. It happened before he stepped in the ring with Rolling. I was trying to tell everybody that. It's like unhumanly possible to do a lot of things that people are trying to do. There's a lot of people that are getting exposed right now. There's a lot of people, I ain't gonna throw no names out there, but a lot of people's favorite fighters is fighting on Turkey on the sheet card and they starting to look normal. People starting to realize that now. A lot of people starting to look normal on those Turkey on the sheet cards when they have to go take real drug tests. That's some stuff where you got a homeboy in Vegas that's gonna help you out. We talking about some real deal stuff. Cause I done heard some stories recently. Oh, have I heard some stories? But it's funny though. It's funny. It's actually hilarious to me, man. It's actually hilarious. I'm telling you, it's actually hilarious. People talking about, oh, Bill Haney said Ramirez in the hospital. So what? Who cares? He should apologize. Apologize? Man, ain't nobody apologizing to nothing. Stuff that, like I said, the stuff they were saying leading up to the fight was getting out of hand. The stuff they were saying leading up to the fight was getting out of hand. this Diaz guy who's friends with whoever. Talking about Ramirez gonna hurt him, and people talking about Haney coming off a brutal loss. And these dudes ain't talking about nothing in boxing. I know one thing, they better be able to get these fighters going. Cause Oscar got Williams and Pater coming up. That's gonna be another Golden Boy fighter going down. You better figure it out. All that ducking stuff, Turkey finding out real quick who ducking. Yeah, you remember when everybody used to be like, hey, this fighter ducking, that fighter ducking? Yeah, that's still going on. Dudes is getting exposed right now. Y'all see everybody quiet. See, when the fights are going on and you don't got time to react and respond, yeah, a lot of that going on right now. We find out who ducking, who not. But it's disappointing though that Canelo and Ryan is taking the back seat. The faces of boxing will take the back seat to guys like Haney and Teofimo Lopez. Says a lot. I'm not really surprised that the two guys who fought Lomachenko is getting more attention than Canelo and Ryan Garcia. I mean, fighting Rolly and William Score will only get you so much attention, especially when you lose the fight. And Canelo, the way he fought, that's basically like a loss because ain't nobody talking about it. Ain't nobody bragging about nothing Canelo did in that William Score fight. He couldn't do nothing. I don't know about Canelo, but my favorite fighters ain't never had no fight like that. They probably didn't clinch and everything else, but as far as just standing there, nah, I ain't never seen that. That's embarrassing. Dudes at least moving around the ring. You just standing there, look helpless. You don't fight guys like that. I see why. You're having Floyd flashbacks. Yeah, definitely. Uh, man, these training be sounding crazy. Yeah. Anyway, all his fights entertainment though. That was a given. But I still think Bam better than Inouye though. Like I told everybody a long time ago. I said this last year. I'm not too high on Inouye anyways, depending on what he did this weekend, just because he's still at 122. There's plenty of smoke for Inouye to get. Plenty of smoke. Yeah, he fought Cardinals, but that wasn't the fight nobody asked for. We got Bam Rodriguez, Bam 24? Inouye, 32? We got 24-year-olds asking the fans, hey, what you want me to do? And these dudes 32 so I'm kind of rocking more with Bam right now as far as if I had to pick sides as far as where I'm at with Inouye, because I'm disappointed in the opponents he picked last year. As far as me, man, I don't be caring who it is. If you picking certain opponents, that the fans ain't really, at the end of the day, people say, see, the fans come to my page and they'll say, oh, the fans is what matter in boxing. Well, ask these dudes for a fight, man. Quit paying for fights you ain't asked for. Don't get mad at me when I'm criticizing. Well, shout out to Jose. What's going on, Jose? But they'll get mad when I criticize. Man, you gotta ask these guys for certain fights. Like Medaliev, that should have been a fight that happened last year. This dude is supposed to be at 126 right now. I want to see him. He should have been fighting Espinoza this weekend. He should have been fighting Espinoza this weekend. Everybody knows it. That's the fight everybody was waiting on. That's why nobody even talking about Espinoza versus Inoue, because they talking about Nakatani. So it's like, man, all right, man. But yeah, I just think Inoue needs to step it up though, as far as in that department. You can't have guys like Bam fighting basically the same, if not the same competition, or guys that people wanted to see you fight or should have fought. You know, he didn't fight Estrada and all those guys down there at those weight classes like Bam is. So Bam fighting a lot of guys that people didn't get to see anyway fight. So when a lot of people say, oh, I don't know a lot of those guys down there, those lower weight classes, it's a few guys anyway didn't step in the ring with. It's a big reason why. But yeah, that's why I'm looking at him right now and I'm like, I don't know what the plan is, but I don't want to like single him out, but it kind of looks like he's the only one who's going to try to fight a real champion when he gets with Turkey Al-Sheikh. I know he fought Stephen Fulton, but I'm talking about a real deal solid person. I think Cardinals was solid though. But like I said, requested. We still haven't got to the point where we requested anything yet. Like the fights that happened with Ryan and Rolly, that wasn't a requested fight. It was supposed to be Eastside Cruz at first. Ramirez and Haney, that wasn't really a requested fight. You know, Barbosa and Teofimo was a fight that should have happened last year, but you know, I feel like it still was good. Just the crowd wasn't there. I think the crowd played a bigger part than what people was gonna realize. I think a lot of people thought it was gonna be a crowd in the background. I thought so too. And the people that was there was kind of not energetic. This guy's talking about retirement though. That's crazy. They keep saying that. We ain't gonna have no old boxers like back in the day. That's probably why Oscar fought till he was 35, whatever. And just was like, you know what, I'm done. These people are already saying I'm old. Andre Ward retired early. We ain't gonna have no older fighters. While everybody talking about Terrence Crawford need to fight Boots, they lucky he ain't retired already. Everybody else retiring. They saying Canelo's going to retire before he get to the age Crawford's at. Guaranteed. Matter of fact, Eddie Reynoso already talked about retirement recently. So we already know what that means. Yeah, it's that time now. It ain't coming up. It's here already. And they want another fighter retire. They said Haney and Garcia retired. Let those guys retire. So we're going to have Usyk retire soon. Bitterbiv, Crawford, Canelo, other guys. A lot of people ain't even active right now. And he like, yeah, add Garcia and Haney. But I don't know why he want Garcia to not do anything as far as the pursuing his career in the future. Because from what I seen, he picked Ryan Garcia to beat Tank. I mean, ever since then, man, he should have known the dude was fraud. Well, we talking about we got people out here talking about, yeah, man, Haney was trash this weekend. This okay. Haven't everybody said he was trash before? So if you said somebody was trash already, and everybody else you said they weren't trash, why are you surprised that the guy that you said that was trash? Why are you surprised that he looks trash the most? Confused. If he's trash, why are you surprised? Told y'all, man, these dudes is fans. They don't know what they want to believe. But I'm just saying, as far as what Jose's saying, I think my favorite fight of the weekend was actually I think the Espinosa and Vasquez. I keep thinking about that fight more. In a way, I think this is the first time people really see him fight like that, so that's why they really excited. So I can't really be mad about that. I think it was a good fight. I like the fight. But at 32, that was like Tank Davis. You gotta think about it. At Tank right now, people look at him. He's 30, just turned 30. A lot of people look at Tank like, man, what is he doing with his career? And Tank is for Eastside Cruz, Barrios, all these guys. And anyways, last 3 fights have been what's the dude named TJ Doheny, some guy who was a replacement recently. I'm talking about like a week's replacement, a couple of days replacement. TJ Doheny, I know he just fought Cardenas, whatever his name is. What's the other guy? The other guy named Neary. You know, so with him, them left hooks, Mexicans, left hooks, that style, he's having trouble with. So that's why when we tell people, I'll do a video on that later on. Well, I'll talk about it now. When we tell people about we want to see Inoue travel and fight different people, we say that because we want to see Inoue fight different styles like how he's fighting now. He's been fighting in Japan and all those other places being pound for pound. But the last 2 times he's been dropped, it's been by 2 Mexican guys with big left hooks. And, you know, Inoue is definitely not facing certain competition that's testing him like that, because to face some of your first, you know, Mexicans and not really be able to handle that. I know he's faced Mexicans before, but you know, or possibly, I really haven't looked at it like that. But the way he's fighting them, not like this. I ain't even got to look, trust me. Not like this. He ain't facing nothing like this. We talking about in what, 12-month span? Student got dropped like twice by a left hook. People like, it ain't a big deal. Well, it ain't a big deal that Haney got dropped then. Well, who is it a big deal for, and who is it not a big deal for? I see a lot of people caping for people too. I see a lot of people caping. Talking about, oh, it ain't, if a boxer to get dropped, he ain't exposed. I done seen everybody let all these people, all these fans out here criticize other fighters when they get dropped. Dudes who known for getting knockouts or trying to get the knockout, or even trying to walk people down. Dudes who known for walking people down and keeping entertaining the sport and being the main reason people watch certain things. Putting fighters on the map, putting the sport on the map last 5 years, because a lot of people ain't been doing it. And they don't get the credit like that. But this dude will get the credit for getting dropped. Everybody talking about how Crawford got dropped, Haney, they'll say, all these dudes, oh, look, he got dropped in this fight. He got hurt in this fight. These people will actually go back to a fight where somebody got hit with a hard shot. Now, we talking about a fight is usually 30 minutes. So we're talking about hours and hours and hours of fighting. These people will go back and be like, hey, he got hit with that one shot. That's like me going back to a fight when Tyson Fury fought Otto Wale, and I'm like, Yeah, but in the 5th round, he got hit with that left hook. Like, that's how people talking now. It's desperate. But in a way, he's definitely getting a lot of fanfare, which is you know, good, but at the same time, he's getting a lot of credit for certain things as far as the way he's fighting that other people ain't getting. I just gotta call it a spade a spade. A lot of people ain't getting credit for that style. A lot of people. There's a lot of people that hunt guys down and get punched for it and have a high knockout rate. Gary Antoine Russell is like that. Haney was like that against Garcia and fights before that, especially Lomachenko. He did it. He didn't get really credit for it. Nobody said he ran in that fight. He said he lost. So it's the difference, man. A lot of people just pick sides on certain things when it comes to that. But yeah, they pick sides because that's the first thing they bring up. They have commentators out here talking about guys as chinny and weight bullies and all kind of stuff. If a guy has power or pillow fist, all kind of stuff that goes on out here. Narratives that don't help nothing in boxing, but tear down a fighter. And we got people that's in the sport of boxing that run the sport or help run it or that's involved in it that push out these kind of narratives. Then they say, oh, ain't nobody trying to buy the fights. Why am I trying to buy the fight for a person you just said that's terrible and pillow fist? Why would I buy a fight? It's so personal with them, they don't even want to promote the sport no more. They're like, yeah, man, this dude pillow fist. He ain't finna do nothing for the sport. Trainers. Plenty of them. Having all kind of things to say. Guys who's commentating on the fight. We got dudes who commentate on the fight who had trash fights. We got boxers that's commentating on Haney fights like they did. Like I didn't see them just have trash fights recently in their careers. Most of these guys have had, I don't know if people know it or not, but most of these guys that's commentating on Haney's career has had a worse career than his. These trainers, most of the fighters they have are worse than Haney. Guaranteed. All of them are worse than Haney. All of the fighters they have are worse than Haney. Their careers are worse. None of these guys have good resumes like that. Some of these trainers' biggest wins is guys like Bronner and whatever. Other than that, they don't really got no big wins against no Usyks or nothing like that. So they're not really doing nothing in the sport like that. They're not really beating nobody. They're not getting their fighters ready to beat anybody. Most of these fighters talking about Haney right now. They only getting interviewed because they talking about him. After this, these guys ain't gonna get interviewed no more. They ain't training nobody. The guys they training ain't doing nothing. Turkey Alashik ain't checking for these guys. Turkey Alashik had Majamal. He lost 2 fights, last 2 fights, and that's it. Then excuses came out. They give an excuse for Majamal having bronchitis. As a reason why he, you know. Still talking about Terrence Crawford lost. The same guy talking about Haney should retire, talking about Terrence Crawford lost to Majamal. Get out of here. He told me, I feel disrespected by the effing system of boxing. Man, please. You act like somebody took PEDs. Shut up. You see how these trainers is? They think they're robbed. They got a bigger deal with getting robbed on the scorecards or feeling like they got robbed on the scorecard than somebody using PEDs. Get these old men out of boxing. Once we get these old guys out of boxing, we'll be all right. That's a problem with boxing right now. Nobody ain't gonna say it, but I will. That's a problem with boxing. They're bragging about guys being paralyzed allegedly and not being the same. How is that gonna grow the sport? Then when somebody start barking back at you, oh man, you need to apologize. Okay. Now I see why dudes was getting into it with Freddie Roach. Dudes was talking all that trash. Now I see why Freddie Roach was like, man, dudes. And then, hey, what dudes was saying when Freddie Roach was called him? Freddie Roach called somebody Mexican, allegedly, and they out here, oh, he being racist. He being racist. And these dudes is full of it, man. Full of it. Full of it. Just sprinkling little, just red flags all over the place. Shouldn't even given that kind of energy towards that situation. I swear, it been the same guys that be running around talking about, man, I don't know why they be talking about racism then, or why they talking about this. Then they got a whole video of them crying about racism. Oh, they being racist towards Mexicans. A whole trainer. And what the dude say? Did he say a racial slur like Ryan did? No, he called me Mexican. What? Man, girl, get your panties out your butt. That's all. Acting like a whole. Yeah. Sound like a whole drag out here. Still is insane, man. Hypocrites. Right now, the thing about it is, you gotta say things about Haney to get abused. In the background right now, they're telling all the trainers, hey man, make little comments about him. You know what I'm saying? We'll make sure y'all straight, allegedly. We'll make sure y'all good. We'll get y'all another fight. Don't even worry about it. And then some of these dudes are just friends, and that's just what they want to do. That's their homeboy, and they gonna sit up here and lie for their homeboy. Make them look good. They ain't gonna lie for nobody else, though. If it's time to lie for Haney, ain't nobody finna do that. They'll lie for these other guys, though. Man, we gotta get these trainers out of boxing, bro. These dudes is hurting the sport of boxing. They really are. For real. I'm starting to see that now. Any promoters. That's why Turkey like, man, what? I know Turkey see it. He like, bro, Turkey don't even look like he having a good time. People think it's because of the fights. It's because of all this background noise. Dudes got agendas. Super agendas. That's why Turkey was talking about this black heavyweight stuff. But I'm gonna talk about this another time. I might come back later on and talk about it. Your boy gotta go cut the grass in a minute. But yeah, that's why a lot of this stuff going on. A lot of these dudes trying to team up on Haney and everything else in the background. They got some little message where, you know, that this is what the agenda is now. You know, it used to be Crawford or Benavidez. Now it's sliding to him. We can't say nothing about Benavidez no more. He done went out there and beat Morrell. Can't say nothing about Crawford. He fighting Canelo. Yeah, let's get Haney. That's what we gonna do. He got cheated though. I don't care about that. I don't care about cheating in any sport. I'm sticking together. Sticking together with who? You know who. These dudes are trying to fit the sport of boxing. The people talking about, man, the fans, they make the sport. How are the fans making this Ryan Garcia situation better in the last 12 months? How? And we talking about the people who paying. The people like throw that out there. Oh, these are the people who paying to be at the fights. How are the people who's paying to be at the fights? What are they paying for? What pleasure are they paying to get out of this stuff? Because they ain't even talking about Ryan no more. So they don't care about Ryan Garcia. I'm going to let everybody know this before I get off. None of these trainers, promoters care about Ryan Garcia. They're not going to make sure he's straight. They haven't made sure he's straight. They put him in the worst position. They supported him being in the worst position ever. Um, it's not gonna turn out well for him just because he's never had any kind of criticism up until this point, and he's not gonna have none. So trying to have a guy fix himself is not gonna work. It's never worked. It never will work. So that's why, that's the main reason. Outside of boxing, you can't have nobody who's never been disciplined try to discipline themselves in the middle of their career. That ain't finna happen. Whether it's the PEDs or not, people tomorrow, oh, he just wasn't disciplined, or he just wasn't that, or he just wasn't in shape, or he just had no stamina, or he just wasn't that. And the dude was on the juice, allegedly. Cause I don't know what they got going out here. It's done, man. It's cooked. And the fans is cooked too. It's a whole reset, bro. We got to reset, start over. Now the young people who heard all that crap last year, they can look stupid and get roasted at school for being dumb and trolling because, school closing soon, so they're going to be able to run for that for a couple of months. But, yeah, all that stuff, man, is going on. All the trolling that he's pushed and made it seem like that's the way to go and that's how you do boxing. And people talking about Ali did it. Ali was the one who, man, before Ali, y'all didn't even know nothing about these personalities with these boxers. Before Ali, these boxers, they don't know nothing about no boxer personality before Ali. Ali gave y'all a blueprint that everybody copied. There's always somebody copying somebody else from back in the day who ain't getting paid for it. All these fighters copy Ali, and they try to do the same thing he doing. Period. They can't find no other way to promote a fight. That's what's really going on out here. People copying, and dudes ain't good enough to go in the ring and show how great they are. And they got to copy Muhammad Ali and everything else and ways to sell a fight and, just be extra. But yeah, man, that's it, man. I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. I'm gonna holler at you guys later on. I appreciate everybody who came through.